Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about my Valorant Pickems that I'm going to be doing for North America, EMEA, Korea, and Latin America. Brazil and APAC will probably maybe be on the same day, if not different. So actually, now think about it, I think Brazil might be first, and then APAC will be on a separate video. So if you are wondering about my Pickems for Brazil and APAC, that'll be coming out when VLR and I guess announces or the Pickems link is available for everyone to do their Pickems. So let's now move on. So first going to do North America, and I'm going to do EMEA, Korea, then Latin America. That's basically how we're going to do this. Also, like, comment, subscribe. It will really help me. So let's now move on to North America, which is going to be the first region that we're going to be talking about, and this is the bracket. So in the quarterfinals, we have FaZe Clan. We have FaZe Clan versus 100 Thieves and Ghost Gaming versus Evil Geniuses. At the low round 1 bracket, we have NRG and Luminosity, and the upper semifinals we have Xset and Optic Gaming. So we'll first start off with FaZe Clan versus 100 Thieves, because I think it might be the first one, but I might be wrong though. I do think 100 Thieves will take this. FaZe Clan have definitely improved from last stage, especially now with their new roster. But I think 100 Thieves, they just look really good. So I'm gonna say 100 Thieves is going to take that win. For the next one, which is Ghost Gaming versus Evil Geniuses. Now this is probably the match of the day. Maybe even the match of the playoffs. Well, not really, but definitely match of the day. Why? Because these two, they are pretty similar. I mean, these two are basically dark horse teams, but they surprise everyone out of the blue. So it's really between and just like I said, they are very similar. So you can go either way with Evil Geniuses or Ghost Gaming winning. Obviously, EG, they have like their own star players like Jogimo. Oh, I think it's his name, Jogimo. I think he swapped from being an initiator to now a duelist. He's been a fantastic duelist player. Boosty is obviously doing a fantastic job. And then we have Ghost Gaming on the other hand with Nismo and John QT. Basically, everyone from Ghost Gaming and EG, they definitely deserve to be in the playoffs. But in my humble opinion, I think Ghost Gaming will take down Evil Geniuses. This also means, to my memory, that the Sentinels season is over. They are done for this season until next year, when they might be going to franchise. We just have to wait to see about that. But I do think Ghost Gaming will take the win over Evil Geniuses. So let's now move on to Evil Geniuses versus NRG for the first game in the lower round 1. And I mean, NRG, they have looked decent. I mean, their matches after their first win was pretty underwhelming at best. And I thought they were going to be, I thought they were the worst team in their group, but apparently that went to NRG. That went to the Guard and TSM. They came 4th place, which is why they're down there, including Luminosity. But I'm not too sure if NRG even has a chance. Like, I genuinely don't think they actually have a chance of winning against EG, which is why I'm going to put EG as the winners for this game. As for FaZe Clan versus Luminosity, this is a more tougher one. FaZe Clan, they looked really good. Luminosity, obviously, this will be their final time actually. The roster playing under the Luminosity banner, as Luminosity will be leaving the Valorant scene after this, after the playoff run. So whenever they get eliminated, their time as Luminosity Gaming is done and over, which I think is why I think this match against FaZe Clan will be the final nail of the coffin of Luminosity Gaming. I think FaZe Clan is going to win this. It's not really because, I mean, obviously Luminosity, like their players want to do really well. but just I think maybe Paul having Flyer back onto the lineup has actually kind of improved it. I mean, they're kind of on the same level. I'll be honest, FaZe Clan Luminosity. Yeah, I do think they are on the same level as I don't know, say like Optic and EG, Ghost Gaming and EG, I should say. Those two are very, very similar. It's like FaZe and Luminosity, they're very, very similar. But I do think FaZe Clan has a bit of an advantage over Luminosity. For the upper semifinals, we have Xset versus 100 Thieves and Optic Gaming versus Ghost Gaming. Now these are pretty easy. I'm just gonna say these ones. Xset and Optic Gaming winning their matches. I mean, the Optic one is kind of a no-brainer. The Ghost Gaming may actually surprise some people. Did Optic lose to Ghost Gaming? Actually, I know they lost in the group stages. I can't remember who they lost to though. But I think actually might have been Ghost Gaming, so this will probably be a rematch for them, and Optic is obviously looking to win in this one and not lose, so luckily they will, I mean, in my opinion, I think they will do that. I think they will win against Ghost Gaming. As for Xset versus 100 Thieves, this is a much more closer one. I think 100 Thieves has a chance of winning this one. But Xset, they just look really, really strong, especially now in this meta. But that's just, in my opinion, obviously. I'm so sorry, my throat is like dying right now, and I don't know why. Probably because I ate Tim Tams. Level round 2, this is just a rematch between Ghost Gaming and EG, and I do think Ghost Gaming will knock EG out of the playoffs. Just like I said, I do think Ghost Gaming is better than Evil Geniuses. For 100 Thieves versus FaZe Clan, I think this is definitely a 100 Thieves win. They are just better than FaZe Clan. Just simple as that. For the upper final, I mean, Optic Gaming, they're definitely going to be contenders on making it into Copenhagen, which I think they will make it to Copenhagen because of it. For the Ghost Gaming versus 100 Thieves, I think it will actually be 100 Thieves winning that match. And this is where I'm going to get a little tricky, a little, you know, a little hit the spanner in the works. Because I think 100 Thieves is actually going to win against Xset, and Optic Gaming are going to win the grand final. Xset continues to be incredibly close of making it to a LAN event, and I actually do hope, especially in the LCQ, which I'll be also making a Pickems on there. I do hope that they do make it to Istanbul, because I think this team definitely deserves it. It's just that I think there's a lot of teams in North America which are incredibly competitive, and I mean that level. And are maybe better than Xset. I think 100 Thieves is definitely one of them. I think it is obviously that's gonna be an incredibly close game if that ever happens. Probably not, because of my luck in predictions, especially in North America. So that's just in my opinion. So I think Optic Gaming and 100 Thieves are going to represent North America in Copenhagen. Which is why I'm going to submit my Pickems, and that is my Pickems all done. Let's now move on to EMEA, and this is what the bracket looks like for EMEA. So the upper round 1, we got Ascend versus Mech, and Team Liquid versus FPX. And then in the upper semifinals, we got Guild Esports, on the same line or bracket, or same side bracket as Ascent and Mech, and then Fnatic on the same bracket / line on as Team Liquid and FPX. So let's now move on to upper round 1, and we'll first start with Ascend versus Mech. And Mech, I should actually start off with Ascend. They have looked extremely good now in this stage, a lot better than last stage, obviously. I think adding Vac and Monster into the lineup, which was a great decision. Mech, however, they have been struggling a bit more. They did lose to Team Liquid, and I do think they're actually going to lose against Ascend, which is why I'm going to say Ascend is going to win against Mech in the upper round 1. Then for Team Liquid versus FPX, I think with the loss of what's his name, Sliggy, this may hinder Team Liquid a lot, so which is why I'm going to put FPX as the winners against Team Liquid. For the upper semifinals, we got a Guild Esports versus Ascend and a Fnatic versus FPX. I do think Ascend is actually going to win against Guild. I seriously do. I have quite high hopes for Ascend, even though Guild, I think Guild, yeah, Guild did lose in their last match. I think against Na'Vi, but I might be wrong. Or did they? Yeah, they lost. Yeah, they lost against Na'Vi, and I think that might hinder them a bit. But I still think Ascend is going to win against them in the upper final. Fnatic versus FPX. I do think Fnatic is going to continue their amazing winning streak because they have been looking so good during this stage. It's actually impressive. For the lower round 1, we got FPX versus Mech. I'm sorry to say this, Mech fans. I do not think Mech is going to make it to Copenhagen. I think FPX is actually going to win against them, solidifying as the best CIS team. Because I genuinely think that FPX is the best CIS team. I think ever since, they obviously have the same players, they have the same coach. I think they added Gray, I think that's what his name is, and I think they added him into the coaching lineup. I don't know if that's helping them a lot, but I think FPX, they're going to be really good, and they're going to show up big time in the playoffs. Guild Esports versus Team Liquid. I do think Guild is going to win that against Team Liquid. So you can kind of see a pattern here that Mech and Team Liquid are the worst teams in this bracket, or in the playoffs. Basically, they are the worst team in the playoffs. The upper final is Ascend versus Fnatic. I think Fnatic. Who else? Fnatic. They've been just on a roll. They've been really good. I think I was adding Alpha into the lineup, and Enzo, formerly known as Feroth, officially into the roster. It was a great decision by them, and I fully stand by it because Fnatic have looked really good, which is why I think Fnatic is going to return to LAN at Copenhagen. FPX versus Guild Esports. Now this is obviously a tough one in my opinion. It is a tough one. But I'm going to say a bit of an upset. I think Guild Esports is going to win against FPX. Just because I don't know how the situation is over there with Denmark with some Russian players. I'm not too sure how that's going to go. It's obviously not because of that. But it's mainly because I think Guild has bit better pieces and players than FPX. I know I probably sound crazy, and I probably am crazy. We'll see how I go there in the Pickems, after my after the matches, obviously. But yeah, I think Guild is going to be really good here. It also means that Ascending, which means Fnatic, Ascend, and Guild Esports, they will be in Copenhagen, and I do think Ascend is going to win against Guild Esports. In the lower final, then Fnatic is going to win the grand final. I spin my Pickems. There we go. That is my Pickems. I'm not going to change anything for EMEA. So move on to Korea. Korea has been interesting, I must say. Obviously, the two main ones are still DRX and Onslayers. Holy moly, they're not in this, so they can't ruin my bracket like they did last time. Down one still there, WGS is still there. I think Maru Gaming was there as well last time. But Spirit Gaming, that's new, and they're basically like Maru Gaming. They're not, they don't have a lot of star players. But obviously stuff can change. You see what Holy Moly did last stage? That was impressive. Anyways, let's now move on to the upper round 1, which is WGS, a World Game Star versus Maru Gaming, and I think WGS is going to win. It's going to be fairly standard like the last stage. Down 1 Gaming versus Spirit Gaming. Down 1 versus winning against that. DRX and Onslayers winning their matches. This is going pretty quick, which is why I'm just going to go mainly. I'm just going to keep going before I talk about some interesting matches, and these two are very interesting. So we got DRX versus Onslayers. Now, when the 2 times, or 3 times I should actually say, when they verse each other, or 4 times, whatever, DRX has won I think DRX has won every single one of them. I think. I might be wrong with that actually, and someone might need to fact check me. So I just checked, and it's actually the record is actually 3-1. So Onside has won one game, but I think it's going to be 4-1 now as and I think DRX is going to beat them out in the upper final. Down One Gaming versus WTS. I mean, Down One Gaming is basically the third best Korean team, so I think that they're going to win against WTS. I think Onside is going to win against Down One in the lower finals, and DRX is going to win the grand final. I mean, it'll be difficult, and it'll be surprising if Onside do win against DRX in the grand final. Which that basically also means that I can't remember how the point system is actually like, but I think if they finish, maybe if they get into the playoffs, I think they will be in front of DRX, and DRX will be demoted to the LCQ, which that'll be really interesting to watch. So that's my pick. I'm so done for Korea. As I move on to Latin America, and I think this is basically what I predicted, quote unquote, in my last video in Latin America. I think Fusion, Leviathan, and Crew Esports versus Exolius Laser. Now, obviously, these are the 4 same teams from the last stage, so maybe some changes. I can't remember. Fusion has actually made a bit of a roster update. I think they got it. I know they got it. Decop. I know that. I know Decop was added. I'm just gonna check who else was that. I think there was an American player that was added. I think it's like his name is like Torrefi or something. I'm not really too sure. Let's go. So we got YZ. I think that's how you say his name. Solution, Xander, Decop, Torrefi, and Mitted. That's their roster, and then they have Sickly and Rustico as their coaches. And then Leviathan, I'm comparing these now. I should actually compare these with the other ones. Adverso as the RGL, King, Melser, Takalila, Shy, and Vise as their sub. They actually added Bitoni, I just remember. Leviathan actually added Bitoni before the stage, which could actually give them an advantage. I do think they will. I think Leviathan has gotten the advantage of Fusion. As for Crew Esports versus Exolius Laser, I think it'll be Crew Esports winning that one, which means it is a full Latin America South upper final and a full Latin America North lower round 1. I think Exolius Laser will continue their run. I think they're going to do really well. I think Crew Esports is going to win against Leviathan, and I think Exolius Laser is going to win against Leviathan in the lower final. And I think Crew Esports is going to punch that ticket over to Copenhagen. Now, I think if I remember from the last Pickems I did in the LATAM region, I predicted that Exolius Laser will win at Copenhagen for Reykjavik, but Crew Esports did. So if freaking Exolius Laser, if they win against Crew Esports and they qualify to Copenhagen, I am actually cursed. I'm just like Black Chat. I'm actually cursed. I'm gonna be so pissed off about that, but it is what it is. So let me submit my Pickems. My Pickems. So no changes will be made. So there's North America. You can have a look at that. You can maybe even yell at me down in the comments. There's EMEA. There's Korea. I should scroll down a bit. So there's Korea, and there is Latin America. So that's really about it for me. The next one for the Pickems will be, I think maybe Brazil, because I think Brazil was I think Brazil's matches are coming next week, and then APAC is some other time. I don't actually know, but that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.